Hello, my name is Dante Renee, and welcome to the 10 Room Bizarro YouTube page where I talk about films that I believe need to be talked about more. Like tonight's film, this is 1983's Daughters of Discipline. It says Sadistic Sisters, Triple X. This is part of the Avon Triple Feature Show directed by Phil Prince, each one of these. And this film is 42 minutes long from 1983, whereas the other two, which I've done videos of on this YouTube page, were about 37, 38. This is 42 minutes long. So let's get into the 42-minute long Daughters of Darkness by Phil Prince. I have some notes here, so you're going to see my eyes divert. And again, Avon films and the Phil Prince films are known to be quote-unquote roughies in the hardcore world. But there's a lot of complexity in there that I have mentioned already and that I will continue to mention in this current film here of Daughters of Discipline. First and foremost, we have some actors. We have two women in here, predominantly the two sisters, who were not in the other two films on this DVD set, whereas the first two films had actors in both of them. The same actors in both of them. Essentially, what we have here in Daughters of Discipline is we have two sisters with or encountering their parents' bondage magazine. And we get right to it here because it's 42 minutes long. So we get a nice kind of, I think it's kind of rare because typically he has these beautifully claustrophobic kind of atmospheres in his films. They're short. And so you're regulated to one room or two places, but you're always indoors. And we start off this film with a nice kind of skyline of New York City, I believe. And that's interesting because typically you're just thrown into the inside of a bar or thrown into the inside of a porno business or thrown into the inside of a home. And actually, I will say that one of the homes with the same photo posted on the wall that was in Savage Sadist is also utilized in Daughters of Discipline. We have scary, spacey, ambient music morphing in the same world but with electronic dance beats and some of the club music from Den of Dominance, I believe, as well. So, I mean, really kind of ambiently oppressive music at times. And it's kind of low, so you turn your volume up, and it's kind of like, what the hell? It sounds like a section of being inside of a haunted house or something. Really interesting and very bizarre and surreal in a way, and just plain in the worlds of weirddom. Very much so with the music. We have great oral in this movie from girl to girl and almost fisting in this film as well. A real focus on the sexual intensity and nonchalant freedom and perversion incestually between two sisters. Now, there is long sex scenes in here that I find to be really, really great, and especially between these two girls, I think they're the way this movie starts, awesome, just awesome. One to the other to the other, and then things will branch out as the movie goes on. This is an amateur vibe, a raw vibe to it, like someone's home movie in a way. Real unknown faces and real unknown bodies, real unknown people in this film, which really, to me, it gives it even more so its kind of underground atmosphere. Really just two rooms in the house that were regulated to again, and we even have a guy friend who's invited and kind of invited in to have a two girls one guy world as well. But there will be a twist, won't there? We have an S&M twist in here and a parental twist in here as well, and an insane climax ending, of course. Whoa. It seems that Phil Prince loves these insane climactic like endings that are just, they kind of redefine the whole rest of the film as just holy crap, and that really happens here in Daughters of Discipline. We have maniacal laughter at a certain place in this film, and I do not want to reveal where that is, but when it happens, your brain, like, you can't process what you're viewing or what you're hearing or what you've heard or what you've seen already. Interesting theme in here of the parental sexual influence on children or on their daughters in this particular film. We have free, wild punk vibes abounding in this film, especially in the ending. I mean, this is truly rebellious cinema here, folks. And in a way, the ending of this film is almost as if the director, Phil Prince, is saying, I'm doing this my way, and I'm taking you along for the ride. And, oh, and maybe if I was going to add one more thing, it would probably be, fuck you. Hey. Amazing. Amazing. I don't even know what just happened there. But maybe, just maybe, it's a piece of the magic is of what happened in this film here. Ooh. You can hear the crew voices sometime. Might even be Phil's voice at one point, which just breaks a fourth wall in a way, the fact that it was left in, and it just adds a whole nother element to this film. We have an outrageous dad in this movie. He is so outrageously awesome. It's amazing. We have an S&M orgy, but with voyeurism as well. Interesting. And the last 10 minutes of this film, is it humor or is it black humor? Oh my gosh, seriously. All I know is it's amazing. We have incest in here, of course. We have free love in here, as of course. And something that I thought was interesting, too, involving the parental twist in this movie, because that is involved here, and they kind of are the impetus towards what's happening with the family and the daughters themselves, is the differences and similarities between Discipline and S&M. You know, when I say discipline, like the real need for discipline, like maybe from a teacher, a parent, your boss at work, and then S&M's discipline. You know, what are the differences and what are the similarities? Very, very interesting. In this film, we have a family unit, and we have the aspect of, you know, really something that maybe we all kind of experience, but finding something in your, you know, in your parents', you know, drawer or under the bed or something. And then in this film, you're seeing the influence it has on the daughters, and then that influence on the parents when the daughters were influenced, if that makes sense. And probably, you know, all the different things you could find in your parents' stuff, you know, finding bondage, S&M stuff. That would be fairly interesting, I would say. You know, probably, you know, the top tier there. I absolutely love the sex scenes in this particular film. I thought they were great with the two sisters, and then I don't want to give away anything else, but there's some other stuff that goes on near the end of the film that you probably are already surmising, but hey, I don't want to give it away. But great, great sex scenes and long sex scenes, really allowing them to breathe, and great angles with them as well. Never bored. I thought they were hot. I thought everything was great. The two girls in this film I do want to mention as well, too. Never seen them before. And even, I think, a little tattoo, you know, here and there. And the blonde one was my favorite. But, you know, both of them, so interesting because the blonde one was pretty thick, too. Especially if you like butts. The one thing I have to mention is the aspect that they look like real girls. They look like real women. It's you know, they wouldn't fit in our 2018 model world or even adult film world. They literally look like just regular people jumped on a bed, started filming, and there's something beautiful about that, and it's really captured in Daughters of Discipline, which aids to the whole atmosphere of this raw amateur underground type of vibe. And again, mixing the feelings and the genres in a way, and what the vibe should actually be. It's always a confliction in a Phil Prince film, and that confliction equals magic. Thank you so much. This was 1983's Daughters of Discipline, and you can get this whole set on Vinegar Syndrome's site here. This is like one of my favorite X-rated DVDs right now. Definitely be watching these again. Amazing. Thank you so much for watching, and please feel free to check out my own personal films that I do myself and music at youtube.com/poopy diarrhea. That's POOPY diarrhea. And you can subscribe there and hear and see stuff I do personally. Thank you so much, and good night.